Wyln TV. We're your local network.
Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Now, as we reported to you last night, the son of a missing Sugarloaf Township man was charged in connection with his murder. 28-year-old William Morse IV was charged with criminal homicide on Tuesday. Investigators concluded that William Morse III was the victim of the homicide that took place on June 11th of 2018. State police said Morse IV murdered his father, burned his remains, and made it look like his father went missing. The son then took over Morse III's finances. He took control of a trust worth over $7 million and withdrew $20,000 from his dad's bank account. A hunter found a bag near the Morse property Monday with a note stating that I, William Morse IV, murdered my father. He went on to say that his mother knew nothing about it. He was arraigned yesterday and taken to prison without bail. Jury selection began yesterday in Pottsville for the trial of a Wyln man accused of killing another man stemming from a love triangle. At the end of the day, dozens of people were sent home and not a single juror was selected. 32-year-old Eric Mama allegedly shot and killed 27-year-old David Gombert on November 1st of 2016 at a home in Klein Township. Schuylkill County prosecutors interviewed dozens of prospective jurors but did not choose any of them. Many jurors said the estimated 2-week trial would be a hardship for them. Others stated that they previously heard a lot of information about the case. Judge Charles Miller, who will be overseeing the trial, said they want to make sure everything is done fairly. Jury selection began again this morning. If Mama is charged with first-degree murder and convicted, he faces mandatory life in prison. Prosecutors are not pursuing the death penalty in this case. Firefighters in Pottsville were fighting flames and dealing with freezing temperatures last night. 9 people were displaced from the 8 p.m. fire on the 600 block of Pierce Street. According to fire officials, the fire started in the attic of a row home and flames spread to 2 others. No injuries were reported. A 21-year-old Hazleton woman will serve up to 5 years in prison for the death of her infant son. Anyi Arias entered a guilty plea back in August to the death of her 7-month-old son last November. Investigators say the woman was not forthcoming with the events that occurred the night the child died, delaying treatment before telling them he may have ingested fentanyl that may have been on her finger. She's currently locked up in Luzerne County Prison. Hazel Township supervisors reviewed a budget proposal that contains no tax or fee increases for 2020. The township is expected to finish 2019 with an estimated $850,000 in its fund balance, with the 2020 budget proposal keeping the property tax rate at 0.75 mils, with annual garbage fees at $140. The fund balance from 2019 brings an estimated $4.6 million in revenue for the upcoming year, with the township expecting to finish 2020 with a similar windfall. Township supervisors voted unanimously to make the spending plan available for the public view at the township office, with the vote being passed without discussion. Supervisors will decide whether or not to adopt the spending plan December 9th. A man from Lancaster has been arrested and charged with the armed robbery of a Wilkes-Barre pet store earlier this year. 42-year-old Kenneth White was arraigned on robbery, corruption, and assault charges for the robbery at the Tropic Pet Center on South Main Street back in April. A puppy taken during the incident was recovered after the robbery. White is being held in Luzerne County Prison with a hearing set for later this month. A vote on requested tax exemption in Luzerne County will be held off. County Council will vote next year on the requested tax exemption for a developer who plans to lease land for the new state police headquarters in Hanover Township. Developer George Albert has an agreement to purchase the 20 acres of land owned by the nonprofit Earth Conservancy, where he plans to build a new state-of-the-art headquarters, which would consolidate both the state police station in Wyoming and training facility in 40 Fort. Albert requested the county waive property taxes on the site's construction, with a 100% exemption the first 2 years, eventually dropping to 25% in year 5 of construction. Luzerne County Council will have 4 new members seated in January who will be voting on whether to grant this requested tax break. The Next Step and Berwick businesses are offering a $20,000 prize package to one aspiring entrepreneur. Berwick The Next Step is excited to announce its first business pitch competition. Partnering with Wilkes University's Small Business Development Center, the completely voluntary group is bringing this unique opportunity to aspiring entrepreneurs interested in opening a new business in downtown Berwick. President of the Columbia Montour Chamber of Commerce, Fred Gaffney, said this is just one initiative in BNS's Downtown Enhancement Plan, with immediate visibility and benefit to downtown Berwick.
With some vacancies in the downtown area, one of the things that we thought of was to encourage entrepreneurs or small business people to try to locate in downtown Berwick. So we have coordinated a business pitch competition, which other communities have done with a lot of success as well. So we're encouraging entrepreneurs or small businesses with innovative ideas to submit their applications, and that'll go through a vetting process.
Entrepreneurs wishing to compete must submit a letter of intent and application by 5 p.m. December 13th. Selected participants will be notified by January 6th and given an opportunity to present their idea to a panel of judges on January 13th.
We're really looking for some innovative ideas that are going to help attract people into the downtown. There are some businesses in the downtown that may not necessarily generate a lot of foot traffic day to day. So we're hoping to see some innovation with small business ideas, either retail or otherwise. And kind of the door is wide open as to what people can propose. But again, the ultimate goal is to try to drive traffic into the downtown.
Competition finalists will then work with Wilkes University's Small Business Development Center over the course of 6 weeks to develop a business plan. That plan will be reviewed for feedback by a panel of judges in March, and final pitches will take place the first week of April. Competitors will be judged on several criteria, including business innovation.
So anyone interested to get more information, they can go to a special web page that we've set up. It's columbiamontourchamber.com/BerwickBizPitch. And there's a little bit more information, details about the competition, timelines, the prize package that we currently have put together, and the application process is there as well.
The winner of this competition will receive a prize package valued at more than $20,000, which will include subsidized rent, access to $10,000 in low-interest loans, a 6-month internet credit, a gift card for printing materials, as well as several professional services, including legal and accounting. Coming up on Wyln News, a Pennsylvania pipeline is under investigation by the FBI. Plus, we spoke with the owner of Victoria's Candies on their big move. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Well, tomorrow is partly sunny with a high of 39 and a low of 25. And Friday and Saturday, both sunny. Sunny on Friday, high of 43, low of 19. While the temperatures look like they're staying low, it looks like throughout the week it might be rising during the day. We'll be right back.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
CARES is a local and family-owned agency dedicated to providing exceptional services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities throughout Pennsylvania. CARES specializes in day and residential services, respite, home and community, behavior supports, and chaperone vacations. At CARES, the participants are the VIPs. CARES, empowering individuals to maximize their opportunities and potential in their community.
A Pennsylvania pipeline is under investigation by the FBI. FBI agents are investigating how Governor Tom Wolf's administration issued permits on a multi-billion-dollar pipeline to carry natural gas across the Commonwealth. Former state employees were recently interviewed by federal agents about the Mariner East pipelines, according to 3 people who spoke anonymously. Governor Wolf's administration had said in the past that their permits contained strong environmental protections. Senator John Udicek announced that projects in the 14th Senatorial District in Luzerne County received over $1 million in state funding from the Multimodal Transportation Fund. Nanticoke received $25,000 for a sidewalk project that will create improved access to the new Hanover 9 Industrial Park. Other big projects include the Kidder Street and Mundy Street Area Improvement Project, as well as the new Hanover Street and New Commerce Boulevard Intersection Improvement Project. Victoria's Candies is making the big move from where it sat for the past 86 years. Wyln's Mike Murphy has the story.
For over 8 decades, Victoria's Candy has been an icon of downtown Hazleton. Pretty soon, the iconic candy shop will close its doors but will remain open in a different location. Owner Paul Esposito has many fond memories of the shop, in which he refers to as his second home.
Well, our memories of being in this building as our family is hard to explain. You know, sleeping on sugar bags and, like I said, spending more time in this building than I have at my home. It's been a long run and very good, and we're happy to be moving into a new location.
For over 8 decades, Victoria's Candy has been an icon of downtown Hazleton. Pretty soon, the iconic candy shop will close its doors but will remain open in a different location. Owner Paul Esposito has many fond memories of the shop, in which he refers to as his second home. In Esposito's opinion, parking issues for customers and the decline of Hazleton's downtown led to the decision to change the location of the Hazleton icon. The new store will be bigger than the current store. Esposito says the Laurel Street location is currently up for sale, saying it has great potential for whoever moves into the iconic location.
There's been a lot of interest in the building right now, and we just haven't made a decision on, who's a potential buyer. And there's been a lot of interest in this building. It's an icon, it's a great building, and I think it's a good future for another business.
Victoria's Candy will be staying right here in Hazleton, as it will be moving to 29 North Conahan Drive sometime shortly after Thanksgiving. It'll have more parking for its customers. For WYLN News, I'm Mike Murphy.
Thanks, Mike. A new law creates what's known as the Keystone Tree Fund. It allows residents to make a voluntary $3 contribution by checking a box on their PennDOT driver's license application or renewal form. The money will be used to fund programs within the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources that use trees to help filter pollutants from waterways. A partnership launched last spring between DCNR, the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, and other state and national organizations as they announced a larger goal of planting a total of 10 million trees in Pennsylvania by the end of 2025. Coming up on Briar Creek's News Choice, we're talking pancreatic cancer on this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. Plus, Wilkes-Barre VA Medical Center will be holding town hall meetings with local veterans. Stay with us.
Life is full of partners. Your health deserves a partner too.
Is your computer not running as good as when you purchased it? Good news! Take it to Hazleton's only retail and repair shop, Hazleton Computer Incorporated. They will get it running like new again. Located at 50 West 23rd Street in Hazleton, next to Churchill Auto Sales. There are 125 used car dealers in town, but there's only one Churras. Quality vehicle since 1954. Voted the best used car dealer. Check out their inventory, see something you like, take a test ride. Churras Auto Sales. Call 570-454-7229.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Ricardo. I'm running for president of Tacoland. This guy right here is fake. I know what it takes to make a real taco with a real corn tortilla with the cilantro, onions, and salsa. That's right. If you vote for me, I promise you, I will teach you how to make a real taco. That's right. Tune in to WYLN Channel 35, Cooking with Jay Zapata. That's right. Tune in, vote for me, and guess what? You're gonna have the best tacos ever.
Welcome to Wellness Wednesday here on Wyln, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. We are on location today at the Lehigh Valley Health Network Cancer Center out on the Airport Beltway in Hazel Township, and I'm joined today by Dr. Hostener, who we're going to talk about pancreatic cancer. And November is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month, so it's a perfect opportunity to make of this type of cancer. And doctor, this is something that we are still learning about, and it is one of the most, one of the cancers that is hardest sometimes to diagnose, correct?
Correct. It usually presents with no symptoms or vague symptoms of a back pain, abdominal pain. Given the location of the pancreas, it's very difficult to make an early diagnosis.
And when somebody is diagnosed with it, what are some of the treatments and what are some of the plan of actions that you guys will come up with?
Well, first thing we do have to what we call staging to find out what the extent of the disease is. We usually do that with CAT scans, MRIs, and what we call ERCPs. If it's early disease, which is less than probably 20% of people, we try to send them for surgery. Sometimes we can give them what we call adjuvant or neoadjuvant chemotherapy to try to shrink the tumor. If not, if it's more advanced, then we treat them with chemotherapy alone.
And you've said that there are some different things that you're learning now with different treatments and that are making it a little easier and a little better for patients. So what are some of the advances that we're seeing?
Well, there is a recently new combination of chemotherapy with two drugs. One's called CPT-11, one's called oxaliplatin, which has markedly improved response rates. And also now we know that we can look for germline abnormalities related to colon cancer, breast cancer. It doesn't change anything in terms of treatment, but it certainly is important for the family members to find out.
And this is one of the top 4 cancers that are being diagnosed. Is there any reason for a spike, or is it just something that's always kind of been there?
It's always been there. I mean, there's about 56,000 new cases a year. It's like the second most common GI malignancy that we see.
What would be your advice to anyone at home who's saying, you know, oh, I'm fine, I don't need to go see a doctor, I'm okay, but they're maybe presenting some of these symptoms? You know, what would be your advice?
It's a difficult question because, like I said, you're looking for back pain, abdominal pain, you can't, weight loss, and the most common we see if it involves the head of the pancreas, you can get what we call yellow skin or jaundice. So that's usually presentation. Unfortunately, it's sort of it's a retrospective diagnosis. Sometimes people have, say, a car accident and have a CAT scan and they find this incidentally, but there is no screening test, there's no good blood marker for it at all.
So it's something that you have to keep an eye out for, kind of in particular looking for. If somebody has a history of it in their family, would that change some ways?
Yes, there is a small percentage of people that is called familial pancreatic cancer, but also, like I said, people who have family history of breast cancer, colon cancer, they may be predisposed. One thing we do know is that the age that it occurs does not change with your genetic predisposition. So it doesn't help you much in terms of that. But colon cancer, breast cancer should be followed for all these other things.
Okay. So again, it's just good to keep your yearly physical, talk to your doctor, get all that stuff taken care of, because there could be something they could see that would be able to maybe put a little alert onto them and say, hey, maybe we should dig a little deeper and see what goes on. Anything else you want to add about this? And I know we have a lot that goes on at the center here, but again, for people just not to be overly worried and concerned because you guys are right here in our area.
No, I mean, like I said, it's a disease that's not easily found, but at the same time, if